what all of us here are trying to live out. You know, we're doing this work because it's important. We're doing this work because we recognize that this is a historic moment in this country. You know, I know it feels uncomfortable. It's not necessarily, you don't necessarily want to live through historic times, right? But that's what's happening. You know, I say that as you know, someone who grew up here. I was just telling some folks, you know, I did my whole kindergarten through 12 in the public schools of this district. You know, it's a very humbling experience representing Congress, the district where you went to kindergarten. And then now, last week, my youngest son just started kindergarten here. You know, some of you might remember him since he was a newborn. I started the campaign by pushing him around in a stroller. But look, he's in kindergarten now, and what I can tell you is that I'm going to do everything I can as a father to try to make sure that the America that my kids grow up in is not an America where people are at each other's throats, not an America that's on a trajectory towards division and hatred, and not an America that is not addressing the major challenges of their time. So what we're trying to do here in this district is so important. And I want you to know your power. Because, as you remember, in 2020, Trump won this congressional district. You know, I think sometimes people forget that. Trump won the Jersey 3rd Congressional District in 2020. But so did I. And I became one of only 7 Democrats in the entire country that won a district that Trump won in 2020. That's it, only 7 of us. And right now in the House of Representatives, we have only a 5-vote majority. So that means if me and 4 others of these Dems in these tough districts, if we lost, we'd have a very different America. I guarantee you we'd have no infrastructure law. We'd have no PACT Act, which is the largest investment in health care for our veterans in decades. And certainly no Inflation Reduction Act, which is the largest climate change action in our nation's history. Things get done. I know sometimes it's not the full measure that what we want, but know that we have been able to change some of the course of this country just in the last couple years, and New Jersey's 3rd Congressional District helped make that happen. More than almost any other part of this country, this district helped deliver this. So I want you to know how important that is. I know it doesn't always feel that way when you're sitting in the backyard in East Hampton. It doesn't always feel like you're on the front lines of our democracy. But know that we are. The other thing I'll just say is that it's not just about the federal level. We need to have good public servants at every level of government. And the fact that you have so many incredible people right here in your community stepping up at the local level, at the county level, at the state level, that gives me a sense of where we're headed. My very first boss in government when I worked as a diplomat had this line that I'd never forget. He said, you don't have good government unless you have good people working in government. That it's what we make of it. It's up to us. You know, a number of you stopped me today. You talked about that photo of me on January 6th. You know, what I'll tell you that I learned that day is that we're caretakers of our democracy. We're caretakers of our country. There were people before us that it was on their watch, and now it's our watch. We do the best we can with it while it's on our watch, and we hand it off to the next generation. And I feel that every single day. But what I'll tell you is I also learned I can't do it on my own. So it means a lot that you all have my back while I'm down there in D.C. We got 7 weeks until one of the most important elections of our time. We're going to give it everything we got. I think all of us learned you don't take anything for granted at this moment. You make no assumptions about our politics in this country. And in the same way that I know you got my back, I hope you know now and forever, as long as I'm doing this job, that I got your back. Anything I can do for your town, your family, I hope you know I'll give it my best and I'll give it everything I got. So let's continue to work together. Let's continue to build a great community. But it just starts again with us building that community and respecting each other. So thank you, everybody, and thanks for letting me stop by.
Yay!